There it goes. Tony loves it. He loves the idea of the plasma orb sitting here, gathering all the information that is flowing through the garage. He loves it. All right, let me turn these lights on. This all set up. Nice. All right. Keep these lights all put out. What's up? Win on win. How you doing? I'm going to be looking at the Kawasaki Vulcan today. Seeing what the fuel pump looks like. Like air and wind. See if I can't get this motorcycle out and see what the fuel pump is gonna look like. This is the fuel pump. I can't remember what bike this is for, but it's a Kawasaki, I know that. And we have the Kawasaki Vulcan here that I'm gonna be working on today, the bluish bike. Let me throw you guys up on the garage. And let me go grab this bike real quick. Alright.
Go play on mobile and PC.
Bike over here.
Play games. Download now.
things that I've done to this bike. Well, the first thing I had to do was figure out how to take off the seat. Just use a little cable right here. Pull it. First thing figured out. Second thing that this bike does still currently need is a battery, which I will have to talk to, again, my buddy about. He said, hey, is there anything else that the projects need? And I said, I don't think so. I think they pretty much have everything. And I totally forgot I need a battery. So let me go retrieve the co-host. They've been waiting patiently. Maybe you could keep what you're going to say. I don't want to get dirty. He's sitting down and dirty, and so is Gizmo. He's got his little Santa cowboy hat on, and he is ready to lasso up some advice for the repairs because he doesn't think I can do it. What is up? What is bro repairing? Naz plays LOL. I'm gonna be repairing a Kawasaki Vulcan today. Just grab my friends here, and basically, this is the idea, Naz. When I got this bike to get it running, the gas tank was full of rust. Took all the old fuel pump, the fuel float out of there, and made some caps for it. Then filled it up with vinegar. It's been sitting with vinegar for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So the idea is, I'm gonna see if this fuel pump is going to work. The first thing I'm gonna do is just double check the spacing between the bolts right here. I'm gonna take off the tank and make sure that's all gonna fit. And the idea is use this fuel pump that's from another bike, another Kawasaki, on this one. Part of this thing is going to be draining out like 5 gallons of vinegar and water, so that'll be fun. No idea what's going to happen with that. Grab some food off the floor and start taking this thing apart. Oh, nice. We're rather in my tight knees, that's alright. Well, let me get you guys in on a close view. Not that it matters, I'm just taking the gas tank off. But now that I have the handlebars all cleared off, now I can freaking mount this on here like this. Mount the handlebars. Just like that. Just take off real quick. Got to take off the speedometer. Just wiggles right off. Throw it up there for now. Take these out like that. Time to take off the tank. There we go. Alright. Make sure not to spill any vinegar, water, or gasoline on this one. Alright. Just like that. Take the tank off. The first part of even doing anything on this was to drill out the gas cap on this Vulcan, which was a crazy nightmare. Let me go ahead and roll this. This is what I'm going to do. Right now I'm going to do a little test drive. I'm going to check and make sure that this fitting right here with the red clip on it, that it fits. My thought is, this is from a newer Kawasaki motorcycle. I thought, why would they change this when they already have the design? Why would they change this? Most of the time, I think companies will reuse stuff like that. They won't just like spend tens of thousands of dollars to make a new, different size fuel pump mounting plate, unless they have to or something, you know. So I'm gonna just test fit this real quick and make sure my suspicions are true, that this looks like it will fit, and make sure it's on there correct. It seems like it was fitting in there. I just want to double check before I basically force anything. Okay, it is in fact the correct size, so that's good. That means that in theory this should just click right into place like I thought it would. There is a couple key differences between the stock fuel pump and this one. The main one being that the stock one doesn't have the fuel level float attached to the top. It's a separate unit. So the fuel pump for this bike is normally 130, and this fuel pump is I think $50. And I was actually looking at this right here, which is I believe the whole connector for the fuel pump and everything, and it looks like it connects right into here. So I think, let me just double check. Let's see. That actually might not be correct. I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like this is going to plug in really, because this top one does have a wire. It's like it's swapped. So I'll have to look at this, but this does look like it'll plug in. Either way, in my mind, I thought I'm not going to be able to utilize this anyways, because it's not the same shape as the gas tank, but it might work. I might be able to bend it down or something and make it work, so we will check on that. If not, my initial thought was to cut the wires for the fuel float level and not use them, or just not attach them. So, and then just hook up the regular one as it is, how it normally would be wired in. So yeah, it looks like this is all fitting so far. I'm gonna flip the tank over, grab a rag real quick, or maybe even a cardboard box. right. Take the gas tank. I just felt my L5S1 slip out of place. That thing has been healing for about 4 years, and I just felt it undo all the progress. So that's good. Let me just grab a measuring device real quick. And I only have 2 Harbor Freight tape measures, so good luck. Good luck on the accuracy, buddy. Let me measure this thing. I'll flip it over and show you what I've done. So, like I said, when I got this tank, I had to get all the rust out. In order to fill it up, I took out the fuel pump and made these 2 plates. Just make sure. Oops. Let me move it over a little bit. Otherwise, you can't see. Oh, I'm leaking vinegar all over my feet. That's okay. So basically, I had to make these 2 plates. This is for the fuel level float, and this is for the fuel pump. I believe that these are both the same size, so I'm going to quickly just measure this while it is leaking vinegar all over my feet. So it's like just about 2 inches center to center, and then I don't know if I'll even be able to measure this one. This is like about 3 5/8, so 2 inches. I'm going to actually hold this up and see if I can't just drop it on the floor and ruin it, or grab the fuel pump real quick and just kind of hover over it, because I can't really fully put it on there. I can just kind of guesstimate, and it looks like it's the same. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. All right. Okay, well, that's that. It looks like the fuel pump is a go, and I'm going to give it a try. First step in this whole thing is going to be draining out all the vinegar that's in there. There's a lot, buddy. You guys, if anyone makes sea salt and vinegar chips, now's the time to let me know, because I got vinegar in here, I got vinegar in here, I got vinegar in probably there. But let me go grab a bucket real quick, and I'm gonna have to run back and grab it. You guys can check out the garage while I'm running back there. And again, do not look up at the baby. It does not like it if you look at it. It will get very offended if you do look at it for too long. So if you do look, try and just make it a quick glance. That's what it prefers. Where's my dang flashlight? Got one. Hopefully this will go in. Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. Don't look at her either. Alright, so I've got the bucket here, and I guess I'm going to just try and pour this in here. I don't really know the best way to go about this. If you really want to know, I don't know the best way. But how about this? Let me move the bike forward a little bit. How about that? This. Hold on, buddy. I'm going for a quick ride. Okay, let's see, I think that'll be enough. Let me move it a little bit so it's not in the way of my neighbor. What's up, Levi Vaughn 52? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Levi? What's up, the deal for real? How you doing, bud? What have you been up to today, man? So appreciate all you help, Fang, with my O2 sensors. Had to buy a new catalytic converter, but on the road legally. Oh, nice, dude. How's it going, Giacomo? I haven't talked to you in a while, buddy. Levi says I used to have an old Goldwing 1977. That's sweet, Levi. I've got a 1970, I think 9 CB750 right there. But I'd like to get a Goldwing someday. I have a BMW. The closest thing I have to a Goldwing is maybe a BMW touring bike. The I think it's called the K1100. I have to actually see. I can't even remember what it's called. It's the dilemma of having too many motorcycles. But I am glad to hear that you got your catalytic converter repaired, Sarge. I'm glad to hear, man. That sucks. I mean, at least it wasn't a new engine or something. Levi says, I used to have a Kawasaki 1978 and someone went into my shed and stole it. Aw, man. I have a Kawasaki KZ1000 police bike fairing that I used to run on my Yamaha Roadstar. I haven't had it on there for a while, though. Alright, let me take off your jacket. Make sure that none of that happens. Alright, let's see. Got the Kawasaki keys right here. I made this gigantic, obnoxious keychain for it because I lost the keys the first day I got it. And it took me like hours to find it. And it was sitting in my wife's car, just on the floor. I think it just fell out of my pocket when I got in the car. So I was like, I'm gonna make this gigantic key. Okay. Whoa. Okay, you guys want to see what's inside the gas tank? It's been how long since I took this gas tank and filled it with vinegar? For those of you that are veterans of Fang's Garage Live, you'll know it's been like at least a month, I think. Check it out. Here's the inside. I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. Real bikes have carburetors. I'm right there with you, Kenneth. I'm right there with you. I'm a much happier little birdie whenever I have a carburetor that I can take apart, or 4, not necessarily 4. That's not really fun, not in my mind. All right, well, you can see there's a little bit of rust right here, but it looks like it has lifted a lot of it. What I'm going to do is dump it out, and then maybe I'll take off the bottom thing and then finish dumping it out. So I will also trip over all these little scooter parts that I have set aside for Andres's Rats scooter that I'll be working on soon. Lots of little interesting pieces that I could use on there. And then getting a nice little coat of rust right now. That's good. Make sure they look used. Alright, let's go ahead and dump this thing out. And hopefully we won't get any rusty vinegar water on Gizmo here. There's a chance. We can take that chance. I think it's fine if we take that chance today. Let me get this camera set up real quick. There we go. I'm going to try and keep in mind that this is where I have to keep the bucket. This is usually the part where I immediately move the bucket. Let's see. Let me get back and get some gloves on. Not that it matters, but I take a second over there, scroll around the bunch. It matters. Should have probably done that without with the glove on. But I wanted to fully experience it. As you know, I can fully experience things at Fang's Garage, like the immersive experience. I'm actually opening up a fully immersive movie as of course you watch the movie Gremlins. They'll be terrorizing you, stealing your food, kind of jeopardizing your safety and everything else, but it's to be expected. I'm going to try and quickly just turn this over. Alright, now before I go blow it all at once, I do want to shake it around a little bit. Let me show you guys what came out. Oh boy. Nasty little cigarette cup place. Gizmo could probably take a little dip into the brew and we will see what happens. I'm not sure. This thing has batteries. He does have batteries in him in his left pocket, and I'm not sure if they're water. Just kidding. I'm not going to put them in there. Just kidding, buddy. He did not like that. But yeah, check it out. This is what's coming out of the tank. Looks like some liquid rusty gold, if I've ever seen it myself. Yeah, before I go ahead and dump that whole thing out, I'm going to throw some bolts in there and stuff and jangle it all around. Get a little jingle jangle for Christmas sake. How about that? I don't want some guy on a laptop tuning my stuff. I agree, Kenneth Frazee. If I can't tune it, I don't want to tune it. By doing it, I mean write it down a sand dune. I'm super old though. You're probably not that old, Kenneth. Come on. I prefer just mechanical bits of things, you know, like gears, things like that. To me, that seems way easier to work on, you know. Like sample on an older Harley. It just has a bunch of gears in it, you know. Like it's all the whole entire engine is like 35 gears. Actually, I'm gonna dump it out first, and then if I need to, I'll throw some more back in there. It might have actually just etched it good enough, or I don't need to do this. So let me just try it like this. Judge it afterwards. Finish dumping it out. Judge it after I'm done dumping. After I take a dump. Take the bottom off. Oh crap. My mic is stuck to the tank. If I pull away, I think it'll fall into the soup. Oh, where did I go? Oh my gosh. Still got like half a gallon in there. I'm gonna have to figure out where my other bucket is at. Oh, there it is. I see it. I'll go retrieve it real quick. I'll go grab this. Throw the lid on this. In case these small animal does crawl in there. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. Let me show you before it like separates on the floors or the ground or the bottom bucket. I mean, check this out. This is everything that was in the gas tank. For this Kawasaki Vulcan, I literally just put water and vinegar in it, and look at the rust. It was all caked on there. This is all. If I threw a magnet in here, I think it'd pull up all this stuff. Maybe I'll do that. See what happens. Probably be disgusting. But yeah, that was just all from vinegar, just to get the rust out of there. Let me go grab another bucket out of the garage. What's up, XC1 Bunny X? She said meow. Walking around here, and Gizmo, I think at one point got a hold of the cat, and I'm not sure what happened, but I just saw a bunch of fur out back. And Gizmo was walking around. There was like 5 of him, 5 little Mogwai running around. And I said, "What happened?" And he just shrugged his shoulders. I looked at all of them. They just all gave me the same reply, just shrugging their shoulders. I'm acting like I'm not sure who to believe at this point. You think people trust people, and then they turn around and cats are missing. Finish dumping this out. A couple sloshes. This is like panning for gold, essentially. This right here, this is what's already coming out of there. It's literally like just pure rust. I'll dump this out, wash it around a couple more times, and give it a dump. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my gosh. Alright. I can still hear a bunch in there. I should have done this. Let me float you guys up here real quick. Take off these bolts actually real quick. Take these off so that I can quickly get the rest of the vinegar out of there. I'm going to need to take off the little plate that I made. Then I can manually put the fuel pump on there and verify it's working.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Leap Base 44.
I gotta do something about that darn thing. Let me grab this. So I can quickly take out these bolts. On the clamp cam. There you go. once. Crusty tank, indeed. Winchester Super X. I use citric acid to remove rust. I'm gonna have to try that next time. I've heard that. Or some kind of acid. I'd have to say dirt bike gas tanks beat the hell out of these only for this reason. I agree. Whole ecosystem inside an old Kawasaki. I agree. There's going to be probably a couple critters that crawl out. And that's okay with me. I'm ready. I have my little cage here, just in case. And then decides to try and jump and escape. Let's see. Let me grab a dirty old rag. Throw it against here. Like this. That's better. Oh, not better for you. Better for me. Keep it like that. How about that? Alright. Take off this plate finally. I should probably use the ratchet just to. I'm gonna end up freaking busting a bolt or something right now, or breaking the tank or something. Those things are those bolts are a lot shorter than I thought they were for some reason. Try and hold this thing up. And also do this with my left hand. Very bizarre. And also, there we go. Take it off and see what's been happening inside the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 gas tank. This thing has been brewing for a couple of weeks. I put a starter in there, so I think it's gonna an IPA is gonna be coming out of this one. I'm not sure what kind you guys like, but this is probably gonna taste like a Ballast Point or something like that, something similar. We will see. It's gonna be very hoppy, whatever the heck that means. I have no idea. What does that mean? Hoppy? Yeah, lots of hops. I got a hopper here. Take these out. Got a little bit of Loctite on there or something. My left hand is officially jacked. That's cool. Just had to unscrew all these without any sort of warm up or warning. But let's take a peek. What's inside? You guys ready? Oh boy. There's the plate. It's done its job, holding it all together. And, oh boy, it doesn't look like completely, the top looks still kind of crusty. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me grab a light. Here's one. Well, still pretty crusty. You can see it is cleaned off in some of the areas. I can't really see the underside right here, which is, I assume, spotless. But it does say to pressure wash it afterwards. So I don't have a pressure washer, but I could just hose it out. Same difference, right? There's definitely some big chunks popping, which is good. So that's kind of what has me thinking that once I just wipe it out a little bit, I bet you if I stuck that dowel in there, that half of this stuff would just fall right off. Let's see. A little wooden dowel right here from the paint, or the dyeing stuff. I was dyeing the vest. Let's see if it'll just kind of fall off there, which I think it will. I think it's just being, yeah, it's kind of being wiped off. Let me try and hose this thing down a little bit. Let me hose it out. Let's see, what can I do this on? I wish I had a filter right now, that'd be perfect. sorry. Just get it out. You'll feel better. You'll feel way better when you're done. Trust me. There you go. Just let it out. I know. You'll feel better when you're done. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I can actually, wow. Let me show you. I wish I could reach my hand in there. There is like so much sludge in there, I can't even believe it. It's get all down the side. It's like literally a handful. It's like black, rusty snow. It is crazy how much stuff is in there. I guess I could stick a magnet in there. But it's just so much stuff. A lot of the stuff from the top is actually broken off. So my hand is too big to fit in that hole. And yeah, all the stuff on the bottom is just falling off. So let me try and just wipe it off a little bit. And just stick my hand inside this hole and this dowel in there. But yeah, it's like basically the stuff is all coming off there. It's just like kind of caked onto the side of the tank. I think if I had an actual pressure washer, I'd probably be able to blast it off there. But I don't, unfortunately, have one. Should have put that on my Christmas list. It's actually something I've been wanting for a long time, is a pressure washer. Let's see. I guess I just hose it out. I mean, it looks like it's coming out pretty dang good. I just don't want it to rust, you know. As soon as I start hosing it out, even now, it's still already probably starting to kind of flash rust a little bit. Let me grab this other bolt off of here. Let's see, is this the right one? Probably too big. All right. Is it 8? All right. Take off this other little plate. Dang, Fang, your ear fell apart. That is right, Blunts. I think it is this one right here. My ear is totally ripped. Not sure if you can see that. But yeah, my earlobe is totally ripped. Also, there was blood coming out of my ear, out of the ear hole today. I'm not sure why. I was at work and things at work started floating around me. One of the tubs of fresh vegetables started levitating. I was like, what's happening? What's going on? All my coworkers were getting scared, and my nose started bleeding. Everything around me started levitating. So I'm not really sure what that is. But yeah, there was blood coming out of my ear after that, so kind of concerning. Not really too sure what to think about that. I'm really hoping that this darn thing isn't going to like need more vinegar or something. That's going to be too much. Trying my best to just scrape this out a little bit before I spray it out, because it is going to basically get vinegar all over the place. I'm not really too excited about that. So I'm going to try and keep it brief, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Just using this wood, so I don't really necessarily damage anything. I could probably pop out this dent right here. Small dent right there. Try and pop that out. I'll leave that alone. Leave that for the body shop. Just poking around, seeing what's going on. What's up, Rob? You are right. I had a little bit of free time today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a live later in tonight. So I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and work on some stuff now. and I will see. I'm planning on possibly watching Jingle All the Way today with the family, so we'll see if that happens. And if that's the case, I might not be going live. So strap in. We're in it to win it. This stuff is really gross. I wish I could reach my hand in there. I'm considering maybe getting a straw, sucking some out, and then kind of spitting it out like a baby bird style, so you guys can see it. But that's going to be I don't want to put anyone through that. So what I will do is I will go ahead and rinse it out. Let's see what comes out. This. Let's see. This. Do it from like here probably. Go way out in the yard and do it. Way at least. Just so that it's not stinking up the whole house. Let me grab my light real quick. Fishing for spiders. Coat hanger. I'm trying to get the rust out of there. But at this point, I'm just kind of digging at the same spots over and over. And I think with a coat hanger, I don't know if it'll really do much because it'll be such a small area that's being scraped. Like it would probably take forever. Is what I'm trying to say. The other hose has a really hard spray nozzle on it. I'll just do that. It doesn't make any sense to neutralize it at this point. Get this set up, and I'm gonna go run and do this real quick. Let me grab my flashlight. Where's that thing? It's all covered in vinegar. There it is. Get this vinegar over my head. Quick. Make sure this hose is on. Full blast. All right.
holes. Even sweeter battles. Go play on mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
Nuts. Grab my nuts. And, in there. See. Of course, when I say my nuts, I'm referring to the big coffee can nuts and bolts that I've been collecting. I'll show you guys how it looks. Okay, so there is still some rust on there. I did not have this filled all the way up to the literal brim, so that's expected. But take a look inside. See if I can get it in the light and get it all so you guys can see it. Check it out. Let me actually turn on the flash real quick. Turn off my flash and turn on your flash. 1 second. Okay. So now you can see in there. Look at that. I mean, you can see that there's some spots that are still stuck on there. They're real heavy black spots right there. Sorry, it's gonna try and focus. There we go. But overall, you can see it's etched pretty good. Down below, it's not great, but considering that that's the top of the tank that you're looking at, that's pretty good. Let's see what this hole looks like. There's the vent right there, I think. But yeah, same thing. There's like some buildup on the inside there. But I think that if I were to take, let's see, take this, and I'll take this stick, and I'm pretty sure this stuff will just come right off. Because when I was blasting in the water, it seemed like it was coming off. I mean, it's kind of coming off. Is it worth getting all that off there? I don't know. I mean, I've gotten, I think, a majority of the nasty stuff out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I try and clean it out more? Let's see. Use the compressor. I could do that blunts. Coat hanger, then a 2-inch width and wrap sandpaper. That's a good idea. What do you guys think the compressor would do for it? Just shoot it, shoot the air through there and knock the stuff loose? Yes, I am gonna put water in it, blunts. I did put water in it, and I think it's coming out good. I think it's not too bad. You can see down in there, it's not like incredible, but considering what it looked like, it was unusable. Now I could probably put gas in it and put a fuel filter on there and do it, but I'm obviously not going to do that. Try and clean up the best I can. But let me grab one of these guys and see if they can negotiate with me. Do a little negotiating with the Titan. Let's bring out the Titans. It's the kind of thing we need at Fang's Garage. We can't use simple tools like Icon and things like that. We need the big boys. We need the Titans. Okay. I mean, yeah, you can see right there, it's scraping right off. Let me see. So I could pick at this for all of time and completely get it spotless, or my thought, let me throw some of this vinegar back in there. Throw a little bit of that vinegar back in there with some nuts and bolts. Let me grab a magnet. You have been chosen from the magnet clan to represent your species. I'm convinced that magnets are aliens. You wanna know where aliens are? We've been invaded already, guys. Magnets are aliens. That's my new theory. No one can explain magnets. Science can't explain it. They're still baffled by it. They don't understand it. They don't know how it works. And neither do they. Even magnets don't understand. That didn't work at all. Look, they just got it dirty. Oh, look, instant love connection between the 10mm and the magnet. Great. Okay, well, I guess I could like strain this all out and stuff, or I could just fill it with water and jangle it around. What do you guys think? Water? Let's go ahead and consult the nuts and bolt council of the garage and see what they have to say. Let me actually grab a rag real quick from the rag depot. There's one. I have rusty water all over my phone, and the flash is on. There we go. There we go. All fixed. Let's see here. Some various nuts and bolts. I would assume that nuts would be better than bolts. Let me grab one. Grab another thing of nuts. There's one. All right. Throw it down here. Mixed with swap meet fines. Exactly. Randy, Macho Man, Savage. He'd be here. Randy would be here right now if he knew about Fang's Garage. I'm sure he'd be here. I should have saved some of the gigantic nuts from. Just go ahead and deposit some more rust into the tank. From the CB750, I had quite a few in that one. Should have saved some. It's okay if it's a little rusty already, right? Fine. There's a big boy. This one will get into all the cracks and crevices. That one, no. Oh yeah, look at this one. Ooh. I'm getting quite the assortment there. I'm sure I will probably need half of these for Andres' scooter project. Let's see how many I got here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11. All right, we'll go with that. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, got 11 in there. I'm gonna grab the plate if you're following along on your Kawasaki Vulcan 900. Grab your little plate that we made early on. I think I should have maybe marked which one was which for the holes, because I remember now that this was hole specific. Let's see. No, it's like a codex type of like lock. That's it right there. That's the unlock code. Come on, magnet, do your dang job. There we go. And there it is. Those are not the right bolts. All right, after I get this installed, the photon cannons should be able to be installed on the front of the bike. Basically, I've been waiting on all the helicoil cores to come in, so that I could basically put them into the intake chambers before they start combusting. Because if you guys saw in the earlier swap vlog episode where I found the photon cannon that I was installing on this Kawasaki Vulcan, it was not working. So had to get it repaired, had to get it fixed, and as you can see, all the issues with the cooling system, everything else that's been going on with this. So yeah, once this is installed, I'll be able to get the photon cannon going, and then hopefully the little phasar type things that we have on the exhaust will be good to go. So yeah, in case you guys missed out on all the stuff that I've been doing recently on the videos, there's a big separate playlist with all the Kawasaki Vulcan weapons that I've been installing on it, all the different stuff that I've been getting from the swap meet and stuff. So if you guys have not seen that, go check it out. It is on the bananabreadbros.net YouTube channel that I opened up about 14 years ago. It's the one that I actually went viral on whenever I got into the whole quarrel with the CEO from Fruit by the Foot. That's what got me out in the public view, and that's what really got bananabreadbros.net off the ground and running. Again, it was a big controversy with the CEO of Fruit by the Foot. It was like a whole recipe thing. He was claiming that we were trying to steal his recipe. He was claiming that I was sitting outside of his house in the bushes at night. I said, I'm not doing that stuff. I don't do that stuff. And he was claiming that I was wearing this mask. And I said, I haven't had that mask for this long. I don't know what you're talking about. But it was this whole thing. It was on the news and everything, if you guys did not see it. But yeah, it was kind of what got me, and also got me in trouble with bagel bites. That's kind of what led to the whole drama with the bagel bite fiasco. But that's another story for another day. I know you guys are probably not interested in the whole bagel bite thing, but yeah, it was a big chapter in my life. Big things happened back in the 70s when I was involved with the bagel bites, and yeah, it was a good time though. It was a good job while it lasted. They let me go. They said because of performance issues, but I highly doubt that that was the case. They couldn't prove it in court, actually, so that was kind of the main thing that happened with that. So, yep. But yeah, that's did you get the shop open? Yes. Yet, pimping out the shop is currently open for business. We are open until 3 a.m. tonight. We are again at 357 2nd West Street, downtown New York. It's a small shop. We're in the alleyway. Come check us out. We got banana bread cooking. We got a couple other dessert items for Christmas that are being cooked up. And again, we're going to be playing in the alley on the projectors the Gremlins movie. Um, it's going to be good. Yeah, you know what? It is not unfortunately open till 3 a.m. tonight. Um, but because I do have plans. Yes, pimping. It is the banana bread shop. It's a back alley shop. We actually moved into the back alley because of regulations that we had to go through. So we did get it all opened up. And yeah, we are, unfortunately, we are out of the pumpkin banana bread. That is what the big ticket item was this year. We have the eggnog banana bread. Unfortunately, no one wanted that because we did not use real eggs. We used the liquid egg substitute for the eggnog, and everyone was really grossed out about that. So also, we did use a little bit of anchovy paste in the eggnog banana bread, which I thought was going to be a nice little chef's kiss, but unfortunately, it was not appreciated. So, yeah. But again, pimping out, we are unfortunately sold out of the pumpkin banana bread. I'm sorry, buddy. I know that's probably what you were referring to, but I will go ahead and, if I could, find my marker. Here it is. Here's one of them. There we go. Because you asked about it. Pimping out. Yes, extra butter indeed. And egg beaters. Yes, Giacomo. We do use egg beaters with the anchovies. We have to grind up the anchovies to make them actually go into the banana bread undetectable. But some people do notice. Because you guys mentioned it, I'm going to have to get a new marker. My marker is falling apart. I'm going to put you guys in the drawing. Let's see. Pimping out. And I'll put you in there too, Giacomo. All right, got you guys in the Fang's Garage Christmas giveaway drawing. I'm gonna be doing this giveaway, I don't know, at some point soon. I can basically just make up the rules as I go along, so there really is no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just gonna make it up as I go. I did have a little giveaway before that unfortunately the chat was it did not go through whenever I tried to go back and retrieve the chat. Could not see it. So I'm gonna have to redo it. If you were in that drawing or whatever, that giveaway, let me know. For now, I'm gonna go grab the hopefully we can win some of Courtney's hair so I can braid it into mine and be part Courtney blunts. Courtney is shocked to hear that. Shocked in a good way, I think. At least she seems shocked in a good way. Actually, you know what? Oh, wait a minute. Courtside Courtney. So basic collar back in the day, back in high school, courtside Courtney. There we go. How about that? Now she can keep an eye
Even sweeter.
while I run and fill this thing up with water.
Play on mobile PC with
Let's see.
Google Play Games.
That's good. Good, 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 good. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go run and fill up the gas tank with water, and then I will do a little shaken, not stirred action. Let me go ahead and put this down. I'll throw the camera back over where Courtney's at. Courtside Courtney is here. She is watching to make sure I'm following all the rules, all the OSHA regulations and violations. And she's peering into the infinite loop of the screen. Let's see if this works. Hold on tight. Whoa. That was anticlimactic. That was nothing. Nothing even happened. I thought it was going to zoom in and there was going to be some sort of time warp. Nothing. The plasma orb just like shut off. I got so mad about what I just did. But I'm done. Gotta go just get this stuff. What's wrong with this guy? Read your eyes. Oh, Kawasaki Vulcan shake. Cover your ears because it'll probably get pretty loud. Let me turn down the gain on this mic. Completely destroy everyone's earlobe. Yeah, they're earlobes. I'm gonna completely destroy everyone's earlobes, like mine. you guys think? I have officially pissed off every single neighbor within a 7-mile radius.
You need me, Cracky.
They're all pissed off.
What the heck?
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna
It
work.
needs to be done.
I mean, not exactly up my alley. Style is
Done.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I'm no boxing game.
Eventually, I try to always do what
All
needs to be
things
done.
considered,
I at least try.
I think we might have to consider some sort of
Nothing always
temporary
get done. I mean, technically,
working relationship.
I can still get things done. Who's counting? Who's keeping
So we just got our first batch of photos back, and I sent those photos off 10 minutes ago. Now we'll go over here to download to review, and we're gonna open Lightroom. and
let
see
me
how they look.
move you guys.
You can see right now, as it's populating, wow, that profile just really aimed for skin tones, which I really, really liked. Especially here, the white balance and exposure check. Here, you just look really good. Natural, not over-processed. I would seriously
Natural, not
just
over-processed.
go ahead,
It's,
export these and
actually the
all.
opposite
There's
of
nothing
all my favorite
wrong
foods.
with
I
it.
like all my favorite foods to be absolutely processed and unnatural. Alright guys, let me plug in my phone real quick while it's sitting here. Give me 1 second.
Fahrenheit.
Just plugged in. I guess I'll wait because I'm going to move the phone anyways. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with the stupid gloves on. Alright, Courtney has a pretty dirty look on her face. She's feeling like a dirty girl tonight. I'm not sure why. I think it's because she has some of the Crypt Keeper's fluff in her hair. I'm not sure what was going on in the garage last night, but I heard a lot of giggling and a lot of creepy stories late at night. It's actually why I couldn't sleep that well. So, yeah, explain that, Courtney. Explain that, please. What was going on last night? She said in my earpiece that they were just up telling each other scary stories. I don't believe her. Gizmo does not believe her either. He was up last night eating donut holes. And I said, hey, Gizmo, it's getting pretty late. Are you sure you should be eating those donut holes? And he offered me one, and it was the sprinkle one. And that's my favorite. So I said, well, let me have one. It was 11:58. I thought he was done eating it, but I saw him walking away with the bag around the corner outside. I thought he was just maybe going to the restroom or something, because we do have him trained to go outside to go use the restroom. But unfortunately, I woke up, there was donuts everywhere. There was the guy that makes the donuts from the donut store tied up in the backyard shed. There was a bunch of gremlins all over him. They were all eating donuts and dipping donut holes in his belly button, because they had filled his belly button up with 2% milk. I said, why'd you guys use 2%? And why not the vitamin D milk, the red one? Isn't that one better, like the whole milk? And they said that they were trying to watch their figure right now, because summertime is going to be here before you know it. And I said, that's a good point. So yeah, they were going with the 2% milk. They were dipping it in the donut store owner's belly button. It was like a little dipping cup almost. So that was disturbing. I just left them alone. I did not want to disturb them anymore. I just said, hey, do what you do, you know? Do what you guys want to do. I didn't want to get tied up and left in the shed again because they did that to me last time. And this was actually just Gizmo that did this to me last time. Actually tied me up in the backyard shed whenever he saw I had some of the Hostess, or no, it was the Little Debbie's brand, the peanut butter bars. You know what I'm talking about, like the peanut butter wafer chocolate bars. Gizmo actually saw me eating one outside, and he asked if he could have.
We believe that the next generation of software creators can come from anywhere in the world, and that starts with access. Access that lets you build.
He actually asked me if he could have one of the peanut butter buddy bars, and I said no.
So today we're introducing a new free experience.
He pointed out that there was 2 of them in the pack, 2 buddy bars, peanut butter buddy bars per pack, and that it was like I wasn't really even sharing that much because there's already 2, and I said no, it's 1. That's like you don't get a pack of Pop-Tarts and you sit there and divide it up. Like if you give someone a pack of Pop-Tarts, you expect them to eat both Pop-Tarts. So me and him got in a big quarrel about it. I got really mad. Words were said. I mentioned something about why he hasn't been paying his share of the rent and the internet bill. He got really mad about that, and he said I always make it about money. I said it's not always about money. It's just that you always make it like that because you always ask for money and you borrow money and then you never want to pay me back, dude. Last time, the issue that me and Gizmo here had, yeah, he gets mad when I do that too. But it was he got a California burrito from the Mexican food place down the street, and basically he couldn't eat the whole thing. I said, "Are you sure you want that? Because that's a lot of food, even for you. I get it, you like to eat, but I'm just saying." And he said, "No, I can finish it." He didn't finish it. He left it in the fridge. It was in there for 3 days. I got really hungry. I decided to crack it open and eat it. Then he got all mad about it. I was saying how I'm always eating his food and how last time I ate all this Halloween candy when he wasn't home, when he was at school, and this and that. And it was just a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of stuff that, quite frankly, I didn't really want to hear at the moment. So that's what happens when you live with a Mogwai. Yes. All right, guys, let me go ahead and go rinse this thing out one more time and get these bolts out of here. Let me try and retrieve them first. Let me dump some of this out. Try and do this. Grab these nuts out of here. Dump this out. Trying to retrieve the nuts out of here. Oh my gosh. At this point, I guess I could use a magnet. There's one. There's two. Twisted game of bobbing for apples that you could ever imagine. I'm just glad I don't have to use my mouth. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be playing this game anymore. Let's see, I got 5 there. Here's number 6. Big boy. Number 7. Number 8. Come on. You're doing 8. So what's that? 9. More. 1. And 1 more. Here's the last. Got it. Number 10. Got them all. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Let me go run and spray this thing out again. I'm literally covered head to toe in vinegar water, rusty vinegar water. Let me go rinse this out real quick. And,
A couple of prompts in, and I had a walking checkout. No off-the-shelf system could give us what I got with Base 44.
Our brand's name is 80 Summers. It's a premium swimwear brand made to help women feel good about themselves.
We had this opportunity of opening a pop-up, and suddenly we needed a point of sale, some way to manage this entire operation. We looked around and we saw all of the options that we had that were very expensive, and I didn't know if it will fit my needs, if it will connect with my payment provider. So we went to Base 44. I started out with the basic outline, and then I built it from there, layer by layer, from setting up the dashboard to integrating APIs. When we had the complete end-to-end flow working, I was so excited. I felt like a true creator, like I made something
this piece that came off there. This came out of the gas tank. Look at how thick this is. I'm going to try and look at that. You can kind of see the thickness right there. I'm going to try and break it apart at the middle. Look at that. Look at that. Speaking of which, let's see. Let me get a measurement out and measure this specimen and see exactly how thick this crud was that was inside of this Kawasaki Vulcan gas tank. Look at that. What did I say? 4 millimeters? 3.9. I said at its thickest. They call me the eagle eye for a reason. But yeah, check it out. Look at this disgusting crud that was inside that gas tank. Look at that. That was inside there. That's what I was trying to combat the whole time. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a peek at how it looks. Missing one bolt. Am I? Thought there was 5 there. Let's see how it looks in the light. Oh boy, it's a messy mess. Let me grab this. Let me turn on the flash, I forgot. Look at that. I mean, there's still a little bit left on there, but it's not much. Considering what it looked like before, this is a night and day difference. When I first got it, you literally couldn't even, it was just straight black in there. Now there's just a little bit of rust. But yeah, it's a lot better than it was. This side doesn't look too great, but again, that is all just like chunked on there. I think it's going to take forever for it to come off. If so, I'll just have to replace the fuel filter a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to throw some baking soda in here. That's what it says to do online. So let's do it. To neutralize the acid, it says to put some baking soda in there. I'm going to have to do the same thing on, sorry guys, trying to get my glove off. I'm going to have to do the same thing on this coffin tank. I'm going to have to do the exact same process I just did. Hopefully it'll go a little bit smoother. Grab this. Bag of donuts, not a box. Now I know you're lying. Steels, I'm not lying, buddy. He had a bag. It's because the donut holes, Steels, they don't come in a box over here. They come in a small bag. We had a separate box with the regular donuts and the fancy donuts. Because we wanted the fancy one. We didn't want just the standard one, you know. How my yeah, we got the regular box donuts and he got the additional bag of donut holes. So he's a high maintenance guy. Got the giant 4-pound box of this Arm & Hammer. Let's see if we can arm ourselves with some knowledge about rust removal. There we go. Oh. Oops. There we go. Alright, I'm going to throw some of this in here, or all of it. There's a water in there. And some baking soda. Again, guys, I might not go live later on tonight. I'm not sure. So this might be the only live for today. I'm trying to get as much done as I can right now. And I got some other Santa activities that need to be done. As in, Santa's got to eat some cookies. He's got to watch some movies. Okay. See, I drag there. up, I meant while it's sitting on the bottom, which to me made a lot of sense at the time. Now, starting to make sense. I'm starting to reflect on my mind from a month ago when I started doing this or whatever it was, and remember how I was thinking back then. This makes more sense. And it looks like I'm starting to read my own mind. I do have that ability, as well as telekinesis, according to all my coworkers. They're trying to get the day prepped with all the chopped vegetables and grilled chicken and all the freaking pulled pork and all that. They said everything was floating around, and my nose was bleeding, and they said my eyes rolled in the back of my head, and I'm guessing I was able to do all that with my mind, so that's okay. It happens from time to time. I'm gonna fill this up with just the baking soda water real quick. And then it says to basically fill it up with the baking soda water, then rinse it out. I don't know why. I guess that's to neutralize the vinegar. Fill it up, let it, then drain it out again, and then that's it. And then I think it's ready to be used. And I am actually going to put some two-stroke oil in there. I looked up online, did some more research the other day, and they were all saying use the two-stroke oil and throw some of that in there and slosh it all around. That way it'll be okay to burn, and it'll get a nice little coating in there. So let me fill this thing up with water. Sure, I guess it's just a neutralized acid, according to the online sources. Kyle Smith said, "How's it going?" It is going good, Kyle Smith. I'm glad you are here. Just doing a little bit of last-minute motorcycle work before Santa Claus comes to town and takes over the workshop here at Fang's Garage. He actually asked me if he could come down and rent out the garage for some last-minute toys that he had to take care of to make, so I said that's fine. I am going to charge him $6,000 to use it for a day. So he'll have to just pay up. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Santa does make quite a bit of money. Everyone assumes that everyone assumes that Santa runs a nonprofit, and he does not. Santa actually uses a lot of AI technology to figure out who's been naughty and who's been nice. And unfortunately, the algorithm has not been that accurate when it comes to Gizmo and Courtney, and they are semi-disgruntled about it. That's why Courtney looks like that right now, Kyle Smith. That's why she looks kind of mad, because she thinks it's not right. spray it out, I'll do the air compressor, then I will do the two-stroke oil, and then I think that'll be it. I think it'll be good to go. Once I put that two-stroke oil in there, I think it'll be set. Let me go ahead and find that first. Quest for two-stroke oil has commenced. Quest, you have been chosen by the Cyclopean Council.
I edited one of my own images, and annoyingly, Imagine AI did it slightly better than me. Imagine AI. It's a complete post-processing workflow that edits your images in half a second per photo. You would upload 3,000 of your
In case you guys are curious, I'm going to be I'm going to be dropping a video. I knew it was nearby. Secured. Sorry, Fang. I meant one that is missing. You counted 11, putting them in, and counted 10 on the extraction. Oh, my bad. Let me double check that. Let me see. I did not understand that's what you were saying, Dr. Mo. Sergeant. All that is motorcycle related, but let me double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, there is 11. I think for the last one I just did. But thank you for paying attention. I was actually going to say, hey, if someone could remind me how many bolts and nuts there are. I will do a push up for every like this comment gets. Can you like a comment? I did not know that. How about for how many? How about there's 32 likes? Why don't you do 32 push-ups, Kyle Smith? Can you do 32? I don't think I could. I think I could do either 3 or 2. Maybe over a couple of weeks I could do 32. That's like what the kids are saying right now. Except instead of 67, it's 32. Isn't that what they say? 67? So stupid. I got highly offended when my daughter actually said that. I said, don't tell me. Don't tell me they got to you too. Where's the headlight at?
I'm for music. It's gotta be my new one.
Your new album?
Yeah, play it on Amazon Music.
I'm a bad man.
Okay, the headlight is MIA. Where did I stuff that thing? Maybe it was over here when I was looking for stuff. I lost something while I was looking for something. Here it is, I found it. Whoa! Kyle Smith just donated $10. Wow, thank you, Kyle Smith. That is the first time that anyone has ever put money on a chat. I don't even know how to redeem that. Thank you, Kyle Smith N2F. Thank you for that $10. That is cool. Nice. That is literally historic moment. That's the first dollar that was ever made on this channel, right there. That $10 donation from Kyle Smith N2F. Nice. Thank you, Kyle Smith. You just made history live on Thanks for Let me go ahead and do that. Turn on the AC. Well, I guess I should just leave you guys back here because I don't want you to blast out your ears. Let me go ahead and hurry up here and you can take a look at what's going on in the garage while I run and turn on the air compressor and spray out the gas tank real quick. And then I'll show you guys when I spray it out. Turn on the microphone too. One second, guys. Thank you again for the donation. Thanks again for the donation, Kyle Smith. Giacomo said he will do some push-ups for both of you guys right now. And I know Giacomo. I'm sure he is for sure doing it. He's probably doing a couple extra, just in case. Let me spray this thing out. Put some air. Watch is no longer charged. We're working. It's working. Is it working well? Not really. No, but it is in fact working. And it should. It's kind of just air drying. Trying to basically just cover up one of the holes so that, or two of them, so that they can they kind of have a more direct line out. Try to get all the water out. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to turn this air compressor on. I think I'm going to use up all the air in this tank, and then I'm going to say that's going to be good enough. And if that doesn't work, I'll use the heat gun. So it'll vent, make sure this is all cleared out. Looks like it is not clear. Take off this little cap on the bottom here. Okay. Here's these vents are all clogged on the tank. Probably not good. Probably really bad. Really clean nozzle on there. I guess it is working. I don't know, the air's going somewhere. Must be working. I think it's pretty much dry enough. I don't think a tiny bit of water inside there is going to do that much. Let me try the heat gun on. Grab the heat gun. Yo, hell yeah, what we working on at Medium Wolf? We are working on a 2007 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. Right now I am trying to get the gas tank kind of prepped to see if the new fuel pump is going to work. So just doing a little cleaning on the tank. It's been sitting with vinegar, getting all the rust out for, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. Earlier in the stream, I was so tired, I said 1 week. That is clearly not the case. I've been waiting on parts for much longer than that. Joe Jabaido 2401 said, "Hi, what's up, JoJo?" We were actually just discussing, actually going around the panel, asking if we thought if JoJo was going to show up. And my vote was yes. And I'm glad I said it. I knew you were going to show up, JoJo. It's way back in the chat. I wouldn't bother before. But I'm going to use the heat gun. Hopefully this thing does not explode. Okay, it's just like a giant hair dryer. There should be no fumes in there by now, I wouldn't think. And even if there were, there's no flame. It's just warm air.
if there's one AI side building unique to me, this is both kept complete.
Obviously, I don't want to be lingering in one spot, or else I might do something to the paint.
Now, this
So
whole flow is a conversation, so your words actually build your website. I'm going for a story, and after a free-flowing conversation, I get this detailed site brief. And just like that, my first draft is ready. Now that's dope. Next, you can really get in there and style it your way. Here's the fun part. You can regenerate this whole thing over and over. Or you can tweak something specific, like the layout. Let me describe for you.
see a little smoke rising.
The
I'm not sure if
thing
that's a
is,
good thing.
back into your dreams, it's right now using the Wix AI website builder.
All right, I'm gonna call it good there.
With Google Play Games, you can play a lot.
I'm gonna grab the
Unlock bigger screens.
two-stroke oil and put some.
And better controls. All for the crown. Go play on mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
It's still possible to open up your two-stroke oil if you're following along. And let's go ahead and just put some in there. Put a pretty decent amount. I put in, looks like 2 ounces. Let's see. Oh goodness. Put these caps back on so I can get a full rotation out of it. Put the degas cap back on as well. Yeah, let's see. We will see how it goes. I can hear a Celsius screaming my name, saying, "Come over here," saying, "Come on, it's late." And I heard, "I'm still over here." I said, "Okay, fine. All right, fine. I'll grab a Celsius." Crack one open. Some people like to drink alcoholic beverages after a long day of work. I prefer to chug a 200 milligram caffeine beverage. Right now, we're going to go the Astro Vibe Sparkling Blue Raz Edition. Kyle Michael said, "You turned the scooter into a motorcycle. He's a magician. I knew it." You are right about that, Kyle. I am actually a magician. I've been a magician for a long time. I was actually a magician professionally for about 17 years. I was the personal magician to Gordon Ramsay. That's why me and him kind of had a little bit of a beef. The thing was, he said he was going to pay me a certain amount of money. I said,
Choose from thousands
"Okay,
of
Gordon,
realistic
pay
voices.
me $5,000 to do a couple of
Change the
up-close
way
kind
you
of
record
tricks at your
podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content.
a restaurant, Hell's Kitchen." He said, "Yes, absolutely." If you could imagine it in his accent, that is how he said it. But yeah, he actually was supposed to pay me, and he never paid me the $5,000. He said it's because I accidentally lit one of the guests on fire at his restaurant. So it was not really my fault. They were complaining about how much. Sorry guys, got the Astro Vibe Celsius here. They were complaining about how much the prices were at the restaurant. I said, "Guys, it's Hell's Kitchen. I know you're not made of money, but neither am I. And this money that Gordon Ramsay has been paying me, it's burning a hole in my pocket." And yeah, he only paid me $2. So yeah, you asked if I was a magician, Kyle, and I said, "No, I'm not. Absolutely not. This is my wallet." On the Alaskan crab fishing boat. I'm actually the medic for the mechanic that's on there. They won't let me be the head medic after last year's incident when we went out and I kept getting stuck in the crab nets. They said, hey man, you gotta quit playing around in those things. Those are dangerous out there. I said, leave me alone. You guys aren't using these ones right now. These are the broken ones. And they said, yeah, but those are over there to be repaired. They're not there to just be played with. You're kind of putting yourself in a dangerous situation, man. And I said, leave me alone. I'm the mechanic medic. I can do what I want. I'm looking for something over here. I lost my stethoscope over here. They did not believe me that I was looking for something. But yeah, I was playing around. I got in a lot of trouble because I was inside the crab net. I can't go into detail because of contracts that have been signed and things like that. But all sorts of animal products that were used in Fear Factor, we had to supply them, and it was a real lucrative business with my dad with his net fishing business with the channel cats, and we would just drag the nets all night long with our headlamps on. We'd be like looking for the net, looking through the water. We'd have our magic tricks out. We'd be doing magic tricks for each other. We played a lot of solitaire at night because like I said, the net dragging business was really slow. For the first couple of years, we couldn't even afford to get any real weights for the nets. We were using anything we could. We used Campbell soup cans. We would use, I remember one time we tried to use a bag of Halloween candy that no one ended up eating. We tied it all together. We used all sorts of things to try and drag those nets. But after a few years with Gordon Ramsay and Fear Factor, it all paid off. We had the weights for the nets. I was playing in the nets. And that's kind of what led to me getting on the Alaskan fishing boat. So yeah, I think this is pretty much coated in enough oil to lubricate the entire solar system until the end of time. So I'm going to grab my oil retrieval unit, which I don't know what that is. It's just some sort of bucket or something with the oil. And I'm going to go ahead and reminisce about the times I used to play with all the nets with my dad as a child. All right, well, as you can see, based on this right here, you see all that liquid on the ground? That's all my Celsius. I just lost about 50 milligrams of caffeine. I'm very upset about it. It is never coming back, and now the ants are going to be tunneling all winter long. As soon as they get a little whiff of that Celsius and they start drinking it, they're going to be burning the night away. I guess I need a new caliper now. It's officially covered in Celsius. Thank you, Kyle Smith. I'm going to use that $10 that you donated so generously to go buy myself a new caliper. Gosh darn it. I just spilled Celsius all over it. And I think I'm all out of rags. I really think I'm all out of rags. You kidding me with this? No rag? I'm about to make myself a rag. Fine, a rag. Alright. Good enough. You cover up my mess up here with a Celsius. Oops. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, those ants are going to be like, ah, I can feel the power. Ants. Oh. Oops. Got a little gizmo. Alright, let me go grab the oil container real quick. 2 weeks ago, we weren't sure if it was even going to run or if the engine was even going to turn over. Now we know for a fact it does. Everything seems to be working as far as it has some compression. Not all the compression in the world. But who knows? Maybe after we start it up, it'll knock some of that crud loose and it'll get better. Who knows? That's what I'm hopeful. Get all these bolts out of here. in theory, the little block off plate, it did work. That is something to think about if you maybe see like a gas tank you want to use that, for example, has like a big old opening in it like this. I think, for example, with a like Harley Davidson Sportster tank, they have like if you have a fuel injected tank, they have a little plate where you can put it on there, and it has a bung on there for a fuel petcock. So in theory, you could use like a fuel injected tank on with a regular petcock and a carburetor if you were using on a carbureted bike or whatever. So it's something cool to think about. That's what made me think, okay, I could just make a little plate to kind of block it off and keep all the liquid in there and stuff while I'm doing stuff to it, and that seemed to work. And now I'm going to get the liquid out, and then we'll put the real liquid in there eventually. Once this liquid is all cleaned out, and after we make sure that the fuel pump is going to go on there correctly and everything. I'm pretty positive that the fuel pump is going to go on there correctly. So I'm pretty positive it's going to work. I highly doubt that, like I said, for some reason they would just redesign the whole thing for no reason. So that's what my hope is. Okay, well, maybe what I'll do is I will, it's pretty much covered in oil and water. There's a little bit of water left in there, tiny bit, I think. It's just not mixing with the oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this fuel pump fits on there, and we'll go from there. We'll see where it takes us. You know, guys, it's gonna have to wait. Daddy duty calls. I will not do anything to it until the next live, which might be tonight, might not. I don't know. Either way, that's going to be it for this episode of Fang's Garage Live Early Edition. Hopefully I'll get on later on tonight and check out the fuel pump. For now, I guess I'll just let this oil and water and stuff just slosh around in here and, yeah, soak in a little bit more. Alright guys, thanks for all the likes. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks again, Kyle Smith, for the donation. That was very nice. Historic moment on Fang's Garage. Rachel Espiritu, I am working on the Kawasaki Vulcan 900. And I will be back later on tonight. Wow, look at those 33 rubies. What are those? Thanks, whoever sent those. I appreciate that. The Manic Mechanic. I like that, Rob. Alright guys, I got to take off. I will be back later on tonight, hopefully. Thanks for tuning in. See you later, guys. Later.